Hello from Challenge Daytona. We're just over 24 hours away from the race tomorrow, so I wanted to take a minute quickly to just walk through the entire bike build that I have. This is the first time that I'll be racing this particular setup. I've made a couple changes. I made a change right before Ironman Florida. I switched to the profile design base bar after unfortunately cracking the Zip VUCA. So the profile design allowed me to get a little bit more tilt without having to use a wedge. I also changed to the profile design race cups. Again, that has that sidewall that I can push against. But in the past, I've been using the Kismet carbon. I wasn't able to fit those on this bar without getting a separate wedge, so I just switched over to the profile design. I'll probably switch to a carbon cup of some sort for next year, but this is definitely going to get me through the weekend here. One change that I did make for this week is a Drag to Zero extension. This is the high-rise version. I switched to this, not a sponsor, just something that I bought. Switched to it just because it allows me to get my hands right where I want them. And if you follow the contour and look at where the pads are, my hands can actually rest right on those pads. It's actually quite comfortable, allows me to be really narrow and really stable with the combination here. I can really control the front end with that position and with that equipment. Obviously, this is a Quintana Roo PR6 Disc 2. Biggest changes between the PR6 Disc 2 and the 1 is here we have the Di2 internally, the charge cable and the micro adjust is right here, so I don't have to run the cables through into the bento box here. And then it's a bit of a stiffer and lighter carbon, so definitely been happy on that one all year long. Switched over to a black frame just right before Ironman Florida. I'm using a Head Vanquish wheel set, the 8 front and the disc in the rear. For hydration, I'm running the Profile Design Aeria. I tested this out with Quintana Roo last year on the PR6 Disc 1. Now they're coming standard on the PR6 Disc 2. Been very happy with that. Really quite easy to use. I'm running a Specialized bottle. This is a change from before. I got tired of launching all my Torhans bottles. The Torhans was about a half a watt faster than this if you average out all the testing that I've done over the last years. So to have the bottle there, and for sure for the entire race, it was worth the change off for me. And then I have a Specialized Reserve rack on the back, mounted onto my ISMPN 3.0 saddle. Again, I'll race tomorrow with 3 bottles. They might not all be full. That seems like a lot for a 70.3. I certainly realize that, but all these bottles here are actually negative drag, so they make my bike faster even if they're sitting there empty. So they'll all have a little something in them, but I might not be using all of them the entire race. For drivetrain, I use Shimano. Obviously, I mentioned Di2 earlier. I've got a Rotor into power meter, and then I'm using Speedplay pedals, the Speedplay Aero version pedals, and then obviously an ice friction chain, just trying to save as many watts as I can throughout the entire race. And then another change just recently, it actually launched on the 1st of December, is the SLF Evo Aero System. So I've been running an SLF system, oversized system in the back all year. The Evo Aero System, I switched to that. It's a little bit stiffer. It's made with carbon, so it's a little bit stiffer, so that just means it'll shift a little bit better for you. Like I said, everything on the bike is there for a reason. I do have a flat kit in there. Although tomorrow, if we get a flat, our race is pretty much over, but I'll still definitely want to get to the finish line, even if it's not a competitive finish like I want, hoping for no flats. I did switch tires for this race as well. These are the VeloFlex record tires. They're not a tire that I would probably race on many open road courses because they are a little bit prone to flats, but they're probably the fastest clincher tire out on the market right now. So the savings was big enough. This is a higher profile race, plus we're on a track, so we're pretty protected there. We shouldn't have too much debris or cracks or potholes or anything like that. So I am running those with my latex tubes. I'll probably run them about 90 PSI tomorrow. That's pretty much everything here on the build. I'll give a close-up here right after of everything. Any questions or comments, leave them below. Nearly as important as the bike, the equipment that I'll be wearing while riding the bike. I've been using the Cask Bambino Pro EVO for 2 years now. Your head and your hands are the first things that hit the air, so having a really good and well-designed aero helmet is extremely important. I've never seen one test faster than this one. Been very happy with this helmet. Shoes, I'm wearing the Bonds. They're one that I can mold to fit the bottom of my feet. I have very flat feet, so being able to heat mold them is really important. I can get rid of any arch in there and make for a comfortable ride. And then of course for kit, I've been using Ownway apparel for I think since 2016 now. Been a very comfortable kit, but it's also the kit that's tested the fastest for me time and time again. So I've tested a number of kits. This one always seems to come out on top. So that kind of completes the entirety of what I'll be wearing on the bike.